Brian again. HubSpot is going to be sunsetting the lead score properties, but they replaced it with the lead scoring tool, which does have more features and it is a better tool. It's just going to be a little bit of work getting all of your information moved over and updated in your system. But if you want to go ahead and start creating your new lead score, all you'll want to do is go into lead scoring, which is under the marketing section. You'll click on lead scoring right there. That'll bring you to this screen. To create a new score, you'll just click over here to create a new score. You can still score contacts and companies, and it has a few different ways that you'll want to do it. So a contact fit score would be scoring things like their industry, the job titles, things like that. Contact engagement score will be scoring actions that they've taken. So email opens, ad interactions, calls, anything like that. So if you're going to create, for example, a contact engagement score, you'll just click on this to create. And we're going to start by adding an event group. So right here, you can see it has given you a score limit. So I've always said that the best practice for lead scoring is to have a score limit. The property that they had did not enforce that. You had to kind of do it yourself. Now it will enforce that. So you can choose the score limit. You can choose whatever you want, 100 to 500. I'm going to just leave it as 100 in mind because that's already what I was preferring to use. So you'll start with the first scoring group, and this works more or less just like the old HubSpot score property. So you'll just click add an event criteria. It's going to give you these options. Now these are just going to be related to engagement score. If we were creating a fit, these would be different things in this dropdown. But let's just say I want to use an email one for my first one. So I'm going to say that they've clicked on a link in my email, and I'm going to filter that event, and I'm going to filter by the name of the email that they've clicked on. And we're going to say is any of, and I'm just going to choose a few high intent emails. So let's say these emails are really important to me. Now I can select how many points each click gets. So I'm going to pick 5 points. So each time that they click a link from one of those emails, they're getting 5 points added to their score. And you can choose to either, score it every time or limit it to something. Right now we're the group score limit is at 100, but if I limit this to 20, for example, then that means that this particular score, which I can say email clicks, we'll name it that, is going to max out at 20. So if they click on all 4 of them, they get the 20 points. If they go into another one and click again, they are maxing out at that 20 points. So yeah, you could just kind of start by setting it up that way. They have a decay score option now. You can add a time frame if you say like you don't want it to count at all after 3 months or anything like that. But a better way to do that now is they have this decay score opportunity. So you can reduce it by any of these amounts every of these time frames. So let's say I want to reduce it by 50% each month. Then that means if someone clicks on this, they're going to get 5 points. And then a little over a month later, that 5 points is going to go down to 2.5 points. And then a month later, that's going to go to 0. So it'll decay those actions over time. It's really useful for an engagement score. And then once you're happy with that one, you could just go add another event group here, and I'll just put in another one. And this one, it defaults to taking the 80 points because we've used 20 points on this one, and our 100 is our max. So just keep adjusting that as you go down. But yeah, I can just select another one and say, maybe this is, ad interactions, right? And I can go into criteria, choose ads, and then we don't, just do an ad interaction, and we'll just here, and we'll say the ad name is known. We'll just say any ad, and we'll give them 10 points. Cool, so anytime they interact with an ad, then it's giving them 10 points. And then once you're good with that, you can review and turn it on. It has a couple other interesting features in here. You can score all contacts or specific contacts. If you choose to do all contacts, you can exclude some contacts. So if you have some, like if this is an exclusion list, you can put that exclusion list on there and it'll count everyone except for them. And then you can go into the settings and look at your score thresholds and see what score you want to indicate for someone to have a high, medium, or low score. You can kind of play around with that. And then you can actually preview a distribution. So it'll test, in this example, obviously they're all not going to be because this is my demo portal, but if you're setting this up for real, it's going to do a test of a sample size, and it's going to show you where they fall into that distribution. So you can kind of play around with it so that you're getting a fair distribution that is indicative and helpful, because obviously if this was a real score, this particular breakdown wouldn't be helping me at all because everyone's low. So I'd have to start looking for other things that might work. But yeah, that's how the new lead scoring tool works. If you need help getting it set up, or if you have any questions on it, reach out to me. You can shoot me a message on LinkedIn. And yeah, happy to help you get going on this.